This is the latest update on immigration news. It was published on the government website on 24th of September 2024, and I felt it's so important that I share this news with you so you know what's happening in the UK. I'm also going to share the news that have happened in the past 2 weeks in case you have missed any of these updates. I don't want you to miss any of these, so that you're well prepared, you know what to do. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Cynthia. I share information that will help your transition abroad to be as smooth as possible. I share information about settling, working, or studying in the UK. If you're interested in settling in the UK or studying in the UK, then you need to watch this channel. Just click on the notification bell so that each time I drop a new video, you will be among the first people to know that there's a video and you'll be able to watch it and learn a lot from it. I don't hoard information here, no gatekeeping here. And without wasting time, let's get into this video. The headline of this news says, new measures set out to reduce net migration. The government's plan to reduce net migration has been bolstered by new measures announced today. So that day was 24th of September 2024. It goes further to explain that the Home Secretary intends to put in some measures to tackle the high reliance on international recruitment. You know that the UK has some shortages and there are some companies that have been employing foreigners. I'm talking about people who come from outside the country or people who are already residential in the UK. Maybe they completed their studies or maybe they are in a skilled worker visa, but they have to give you sponsorship for you to stay because you're a foreigner. They want to cut down this high reliance on international recruitment. Now, it goes further to say that sectors most reliant on overseas workers will be targeted to ensure they are addressing their failure to invest in skills here in the UK. The reason why many employers rely on foreign workers is because those skills are not in the UK. So they have to, go through all the stress of, registering, paying for sponsorship, getting a COS. You know that the route to employing a foreign worker is actually complicated. So they have to go through that because they cannot find the talent or the skills they are looking for here in the UK. And sometimes it's as a result of the fact that some British people or people that have ILR do not want to do that particular work. It could be as a result of the fact that maybe it is not lucrative or is highly taxing, or perhaps it could be the fact that the technological advancement in that particular sector is moving so fast that they need people and the people on ground cannot fill in most of the positions there. So that's the reason why sometimes employers rely on foreign workers. Now, it goes further to say that rules around visa sponsorship of migrant workers will also be strengthened so that strong action can be taken against employers who flout employment laws restricting the ability to hire workers from abroad. So they want to restrict the ability of employers who break these laws from hiring workers from abroad. Now, it says that this is in addition to work already underway to clamp down on existing sponsor license holders and to stop visa abuse, such as the ramping up of investigations visits by UK Visas and Immigration, UKVI, and suspending and revoking licenses where employers abuse the immigration system and exploit migrant workers. You are aware that there has been a lot of reports on abuse of some immigration laws, especially in the healthcare sector, and they have been revoking many people's licenses, and they intend to continue to do that. That's what they are saying. If the employer breaks the law, they are going to revoke the employer's license. Now, this is just one aspect of the news, and this is just the Prime Minister and the Home Secretary reassuring the British public that they are on top of this matter and they are aware of the fact that net migration is still high and they intend to bring it further down. But previously, there was also the statements of changes in immigration rules that was published on September 2024. We are still in September, and there were some changes that they added to the aspect of children of care workers. You know that on March 11, 2024, they announced that care workers cannot bring dependents into the UK. But in order to make it clearer which care workers can bring dependents and which one cannot, they had to make some laws. Now, there are 5 conditions at which a care worker can bring their dependents, and I'm talking about children, into the UK. The first one, if the main applicant is someone who was granted entry clearance or permission as a skilled worker sponsored in the SOC 2010 Occupation Code 6145, care workers and home carers, or 6146, senior care workers, under the rules enforced before 11th of March 2024. So if your visa you applied before, that's 11th March 2024, then you can bring your dependent. This is nothing new. This is a standard thing. It's nothing new. The second one was, since the grant of entry clearance permission in 1, P has continuously had permission as a skilled worker sponsor in one or more of this SOC 2010 occupation codes or SOC 2020 occupation codes. So this particular condition is if you have already been granted clearance and perhaps you want to switch to another COS still in the same area, because you've already been granted clearance and this application you are trying to make is just, to continue your skilled worker visa application, then you can actually bring your dependents. This one is nothing new. Now, the second one is that the applicant was born in the UK. As a child, you were born in the UK, so you can stay with your parents because you were born in the UK. This is nothing new. Now, the fourth one is that P is the sole surviving parent or has sole responsibility for the applicant, and this is an application for permission to stay. So if P, that's the parent, is the only surviving parent, maybe if your partner, your wife, your husband is no longer with us and you are the sole surviving parent, that's your single mother, single father, then you can bring your dependents. And also there's another option, sole responsibility. You people know that there is this option where you can be the sole guardian of your child. This has been a way many people who have, maybe they are single mothers or single fathers, they've been able to relocate, come under a skilled worker visa and bring their children to stay with them because you have that sole guardianship. I think there's a way they go about it. I don't know. I think they go to the court and you have to provide evidence that you are the one that have been providing for your child and your child has been staying with you all this while. Please go and seek the help of a lawyer, a good lawyer who would be able to give you good advice on how to go about this, because I am not in the best position to do this as I'm not an immigration advisor or lawyer. This is another condition where you can bring or stay with your dependent because you have sole responsibility. So even if you have applied after 11th of March 2024, but you have sole responsibility of your child, then your child can apply for dependent visa to a care worker. So this option is also clear. Now, the final option here states that P has joint responsibility for the applicant with another skilled worker visa who is also sponsored for a job in one of the above occupation codes, and this is an application for permission to stay. Maybe both parents have COS, even if the code is 6145, 6146, 6135, 6136. If both of you have COS, then you can now apply for skilled worker visa because they are saying both of you have skilled worker visa. Then you can apply for your child to be your dependent and they will approve it. This is what I believe from this particular section. So these are the 5 conditions which you can actually come and stay with your dependents. I'm talking about your children can stay with you. These are the 5 conditions. Remember that there are more than 300 occupation codes that are sponsored by skilled worker visa, and it's only 2 codes that are affected, which is the care worker visa. It used to be 6145 and 6146, but now it has changed to SOC 2020, which is now called 6135 and 6136. So I hope this is a bit clearer. This is one of the updates that have happened in this week. There are a lot of parents that have been going through this. They actually get a COS, and because it is 6135 or 6136, and they feel, oh, because this option would not allow me to stay with my kids, therefore let's just throw away that COS. They cancel it, they don't take that job. But with this thing being announced, it means that if one person gets a COS, one is better than nothing. The second person can actually get another COS. So whatever COS the other person gets, then they can both use it to apply for their child to be a dependent to them. And this is what I understand from this. Like I said, your situation by being unique, you need to get an immigration lawyer to consult the person so that the person can actually tailor the advice to your particular situation. I hope you've benefited a lot from this video. Please, if you know of any news that has happened in the past 2 weeks that people might have missed, please write it in the comments so that we will learn. We are all here as a community to learn from each other, because we cannot do this on our own. To be sincere, we can't do this on our own. And there is hope. There is actually hope. If one person gets a COS and it's almost time for the other people's visa to expire, please just go back and keep trying. The other partner can try and get a COS. Before you know it, both of you can apply, and then you bring your kids. There is hope. Don't just cancel any COS you get. This is my personal opinion about this. Please, I would like you to share this with your family and friends to give them hope. Please share it. I know that many people have been going for NHS jobs because they believe that NHS job is 6131, which actually you can bring your dependents and stay with your dependent. Your partner can actually be covered by 6131 because you are allowed to stay with your dependents, whether it's a partner or your children, as long as they are related to you in that family unit, they can actually stay with you with 6131. So you can explore NHS. I'm going to put a link to one of my description on how you can apply for an NHS application, that's healthcare assistant application, successfully. It might help you. Just point here. And if you need help with your supporting information or your NHS application, then reach out to me. I can give you the support you need. I wish you the best. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.